Sternke is on the line with us here this morning. He's a private investigator. He's also the CEO of Juris Disputes and Investigations. He's in a very hot Dallas this morning to talk with us and about a very serious thing, and that is doxing. Let's get into this whole doxing thing. Is it okay to reveal the personal information and, in fact, to cross the line into illegally reveal the personal information of people who are public servants doing the job for which they were hired by the people? And in this case, we're thinking of Supreme Court justices, but it really expands beyond that. Let's talk to Andrew this morning. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Andrew, this really is a broad subject, isn't it?
It really is a broad subject, and a subject that's only growing. So doxing, the definition is the act of revealing personal identifying information about someone online, such as their name, home address, workplace, their phone numbers, financials, and other personal information. And then that information is circulated to the public without the victim's permission, usually with the intent of, to harass or intimidate specific individuals. In this case, it's the Supreme Court justices. In other cases, it could be any, public celebrity or a supporter of some political topic.
And one of the interesting things about it to me is there does not seem to be much unwillingness on people. I guess that's the wrong way to put it, but the people seem quite willing to cross the line into illegally releasing things like credit card information on these people. That is extremely dangerous.
It is, and as for the credit card information, that hasn't been specifically confirmed or denied as far as if those credit card numbers were the actual justice's credit card numbers. But we do know, especially within our investigation cybersecurity world, is credit card information is very easily obtainable, a lot of times through the dark web or through various social engineering tactics that these hacktivists will use to obtain the personally identifiable information.
What is interesting to me as well is that the particular activists we're talking about here don't seem to be aware that it's a two-way street and that people can turn around and do the same thing to them or to people who are of the same mind as they are. Of course, there's the very famous case of, what's her name, Taylor Lorenz of the Washington Post, who complained that it almost led her to suicidal thoughts when people learned where she lived and she was doxxed, and then she turned around and did it herself.
Right. I mean, it's just another form of cyberbullying, and unfortunately, this is going to be a growing issue until we have various, federal and state legislators to come together and, come up with laws against it specifically. Back in 2016, there was a law that was attempted to pass on the federal level called the Interstate Doxing Prevention Act. That never passed, but with the ongoing modernization of the internet and cybersecurity, this is a real issue that we as a public really need to start addressing.
Yeah, we do, and unfortunately, it takes a while for that to happen. It also takes law enforcement officials who are willing to actually prosecute the laws, and in this case, there are laws in place to protect Supreme Court justices that seem to be being ignored.
Yes, I mean, and the other issue with that is that it's, so there are two specific laws that could be applicable to the Supreme Court justices. One is the federal law making public restricted personal information illegal regarding public officials, and then also the other one regarding stalking with public officials under 18 U.S. Code 2261A. So there are laws, but it's really hard to prove, and then you also have to find that it's the specific individual at the bottom of it that started it.
Yes, and we know, of course, the dangers that can be with them. They can be as extreme as somebody showing up at Justice Kavanaugh's house with the gun, with the intent to take his life, or the stated intent to take his life. What are some of the other ramifications that come from people who take the names of public servants and make them public in order to either intimidate or embarrass them?
Well, it'll just really start, prohibiting free speech, or prohibiting just the voices of the various politicians or the elected officials that are in office, because because doxing can be worked on them, on their family members, friends. So it's a serious issue. And then on the other side is, we're hearing about these videos being put on TikTok. Well, there's a security concern with TikTok as a platform itself, because it's a Chinese-owned company, and we do know that Chinese government uses TikTok for their own intelligence purposes, and so on. And on a bigger scale of things, if a foreign state government such as China can see what the TikTok users are doing, they can exploit that against the United States government in upcoming elections and whatnot.
So we're looking for something that may be changed legislatively. Meanwhile, we're looking for ways to protect our public servants. And this is just one of the ways that we see that public servants, we think of them giving of their time, giving of their volunteer service, and putting up with the aggravation of whatever it is for which they're volunteering, and the stifling of what they are doing, and their reluctance to get involved in public service. So what you end up with is a bunch of people who maybe aren't as qualified, or might be denying their services to the public because it's just too aggravating.
Correct. That is a great analysis.
Yeah. Okay. So those are some of the things that are going on within that industry. Tell me about your company as Juris Disputes and Investigations. What do you do?
Yeah, so we're a general investigations and cybersecurity firm. So I have a team. Many of them are veterans, and we focus really on cyber investigations, and then we also provide cybersecurity for businesses. So we have, one of our clients is a Department of Defense manufacturer, and we provide cybersecurity for them. We test out other companies' cybersecurity to see, if it's actually working or not.
Can't be an easy field. That's one that you really have to keep up on, isn't it?
It is, but it's a fun field because it's an ever-changing world, and we love protecting our customers and also educating individuals.
Where do we learn more about your company?
If you just go to jurisdi.com, you can find information there and contact us.
Jurisdi.com. Wonderful. Andrew Sternke, thanks so much for visiting with us today. We appreciate it.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Enjoy hot Dallas today.
I will try.
All righty. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160 and AM 1160.